Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 6.
Did you know that one time Jessica Jones told Scott Lang, "Sorry, it's not your baby"?
And that's Canon. I am Travis from Checkpoint Ahead.
And I'm Tommy from Richmond Comics.
And joining us for this uber special Jessica Jones podcast is...
Logan. I'm a dork.
That is true. I can confirm that. Yeah, we're here to talk about pretty much only Jessica Jones today.
Yeah, we're recording this podcast a few days early because we
Definitely.
think we might need those extra days to finish talking about Jessica Jones.
Yeah, it will be. This is going to be the first 3-day podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, just solid 3 days of us talking.
Yeah, if you need to pause and go get a snack, and
Yeah.
go to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, I think I'll go do that.
All right, so am I the only one here that's read the comic?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, that's what I thought.
Cool.
So I can sort of navigate the things that are different.
Definitely.
So for me, anyone that knows me knows I love Guardians of the Galaxy. And I have since I was a little kid. I was reading Guardians of the Galaxy back in the late 80s, early 90s. And for me, the Guardians of the Galaxy movie was one of those things that I never expected to see in a movie theater. When they announced it, I was like, it's going to be the best movie ever. I'm going to love it. And I was right.
Yes.
And I do love it.
It is the best movie ever.
It's my favorite Marvel movie. It's up in my top 5 of all time. And Jessica Jones comes right almost to Guardians of the Galaxy for a property I never thought that I would see on screen that I absolutely love.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the way Marvel has been going recently, like I would never expect them to go this adult or this,
Right.
Crazy off the wall with it.
I forgot it was Marvel at times.
Yeah, it was.
It was a much darker, even darker than Daredevil.
Yeah, which is definitely dark. It's just, but it still has that
that's more
superhero.
violent.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
Daredevil was a lot of punching.
Yeah, it's very superhero action, like noir, like kind of stuff like that. Well, and I use noir, but then Jessica Jones comes along
And
Super noir.
and just
Yeah.
ups it like 100%.
Yeah. I think the biggest change for Marvel with this property is the amount of sex we saw.
Definitely.
It's implied in Iron Man.
Yeah. He rolls off the bed with that reporter, and you're like, yeah, they had sex.
It's like, haha, they're gonna do it.
Exactly.
Haha. But in this, there's no nudity.
No,
No nudity at all. But it's more than implied.
definitely.
It's pretty explicit, especially when the bed breaks.
It's part of the story. It's necessary.
Absolutely. And part of the reason why I bring this up first is I've had several people come to me and say, I felt like it was unnecessary. They just showed sex because they could.
Yeah,
because it was on
actually,
Netflix.
I had. I don't want to call anybody out, but I had somebody tell me the exact same thing, and I was confused.
And my argument for that is, you have superpowers. And anyone that you're with intimately, you have to be so careful and so delicate that it's a whole other level of awkwardness. And when you meet someone else who's just as tough and just as strong, and you don't have to be delicate, when you're, young and pretty, and you finally find the person that you can connect with in a real way, you connect as much as you can.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Don't stop.
This is something we've all thought about with Superman.
Right.
How is he and Lois Lane? I mean, if you don't want to admit it or not, that you've been thinking about it. And this answers that. This is okay now. He of course loves it. I mean, I guess Jessica Jones as well. They're both finally connecting with someone.
And really, they spend a lot of time in one episode really exploring that part of their relationship. And then, it's touched on here and there, but it's just that one episode.
Yeah.
Where it's really explicit.
Yeah, we'll say this though: the difference between the first episode when they did it,
Right.
as opposed to when they both found out, it was you could just see the passion was way more intense when
Right.
after they both were discovered as gifted people.
Right.
But
I like the gifted.
yeah,
You going on with the Marvel terminology.
yeah. I don't know what to call them right now. So Inhuman? No, they're not Inhumans. I don't know.
All right, so we thought about going and doing this just one episode at a time, but much like the Daredevil podcast we did last year, we just decided to get together and lay it all out on the table.
Absolutely.
So, what was your favorite part of the show?
So are we talking episode or just moment in the show?
All right, let's go episode. What was your favorite episode?
Favorite episode is probably the episode where Jessica first goes into the house with Kilgrave, and it's kind of like, or not, I guess that happens in one episode. The episode where they really explore Kilgrave's demented mind and why he, him rebuilding the house and all that. And the scene with with her neighbor, where Purple Man I'm sorry, I don't want to call him Purple Man.
Yeah, they never
Sorry,
call him
yeah. Kilgrave, when he's just lays into that neighbor for Jessica, and like part of me was like, oh, I kind of like him, but at the same time, he's evil. So that episode I really liked just because it really made me like wonder if I should like Kilgrave or not. Like it confused me.
Yeah, they did a really good job, like setting up like, is he maybe a worthwhile human?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like he was making a case for himself when he mentioned how every word he says he has to think about before he can. Like I was like, oh man, that is a living hell. That sucks. But at the same time, you're a rapist.
Yeah, like that episode. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Like, I honestly thought that show was going in a completely different direction once that episode happened.
Yeah,
like until the end, and you're like, oh god, what happened?
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that episode because we got to see both sides of Kilgrave.
Yeah,
we got to see that maybe he's not a horrible person. And then there's if we're not back in 2 hours, peel each other's faces off.
Yeah. I just grabbed my face when he said that. I just had to make sure it was still there.
And it's like he's just like whatever demented thing stomps through his brain, he just says it.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess to an extent it makes sense. He grew up, like he's pretty much has the mentality of a child, I would say, because he was abandoned when he was a young kid. And he never knew the same rules that we knew. Like he never could know the same rules that we knew.
I was completely convinced he just 100% did not understand how to even function as a regular being.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, they did give you that impression that this was done to him.
Right.
Like he got this power accidentally almost. And then he started using it as a child, the way a child would, and he never had to develop emotionally because whatever he wanted, he just got.
Exactly.
So they almost make the case for him being a sympathetic character, and then he just does the most horrible things.
Yeah, I think in the same episode, I believe he tries to kill Simpson with that bomb that is lovingly held by the neighbor.
Honestly, when my sympathy vote was gone, not then, but when he did what he accused being forced on him to himself to get stronger.
Right. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
That completely ruined the case for me. At that point, there was no hope.
Yeah, that's true because that was that was one of the things. Like seeing him in that like amazing amount of pain, like it pulled at my heartstrings. I was like, dang man, I can kind of see why he's so crazy. But then if he's willing to do that again just to further his
that's not trauma. That's a tool he used.
Exactly.
And that all that was about Jessica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which if you haven't seen the show, well, why are you listening? That's insane.
Yeah.
But the whole deal is he made Jessica kill someone, and that it seemingly that is what snapped her out of his control, and then he can't control her anymore, and he's like, "This is the only person I want to control now."
Yeah. Of course, you're gonna want the thing that you can't have. Obviously.
Yeah. So him torturing himself, going through these horrible procedures to up his amount of control to the point where he can make people do things just with his not even needing to be present, over the phone.
Yeah.
He can start manipulating people. It's terrifying.
Yeah, absolutely.
His character in this show, I kept referring to him as evil Doctor Who. Because if you watch Doctor Who, David Tennant was amazing.
Absolutely. And
this is what I think would look like if Doctor Who decided to be evil.
Yeah, that's very true. He definitely has the same like eccentric qualities that the Doctor Who has, or the Tennant's version of Doctor Who has.
And a very nice sense of style.
Yeah, he's very dapper. He's super dapper. And I do love that while he is not purple like he is in the comics, he's called the Purple Man in the comics, he definitely wears a lot of purple. You can tell that's his favorite color. And
I did like how in the last episode, when he yells for her to stop, his whole face turned purple.
Yeah.
And it was so quick that I kind of rewound and was like, did I really just see that?
Yeah.
So I thought that was a really nice touch.
Yeah, well, I kind of, I think to myself, if it had went a different way, like if he had continued growing, maybe he would have gone full on purple, because his powers seemed to be growing at that point.
Probably, yeah. But yeah, honestly, like I thought he was going to pop a vein for a second, to be honest.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
The way his face looked like.
Yeah, the way the way Tenet was able to like emote too, like it's crazy. Like I believed every like when
That's
he was
an actor.
screaming. Yeah, absolutely. Like the rage that he felt, I felt it too. It was ridiculous.
So good.
So okay, favorite episode for you two. We'll go with Tommy, or we'll go with
Logan.
We'll go with Logan.
Honestly, it's probably between the one that you mentioned and the one where Hope Schlottman dies. Because she literally represented all hope, and it died.
That's true. Yeah, they definitely named her appropriately.
Yeah, that very much is a throwback to like 50s crime noir films.
Yeah.
Where it's like, here's this thing that we're going to name very blatantly and then destroy it.
Like, with Kilgrave, Dead Carcass, they should have just named her Hope Person Being.
Yes. I mean, that character, I wanted everything to work out for her, and nothing did.
Oh, God. It was so much brutal in that episode.
Yeah, I think the fact, first of all, the most frustrating thing in that episode, obviously, was the neighbor finding Kilgrave tied up. And, like, obviously, you can't blame her. She has no idea. But it's just like, don't take the tape off. Don't take it off. But it happens.
Well, she was just annoying.
She was horrible. Yeah, she was horrible.
I mean, on purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Honestly, though, like, that proved to me that they can make me like anybody. Like,
right.
Because they made you like her at the end.
You
can make me like anybody now, apparently. Made me like Kilgrave, made me like Robin, and her weird brother. Like, come on. What can't you make me not like?
That's a good point. That is a good point. Because every character in this show, no matter how, like, non-sympathetic they are, you feel for them at some point.
Definitely.
And the fact we felt for Kilgrave, we felt for Annoying Neighbor.
Yeah. I felt for other Reuben Annoying Neighbor when he was laying there with his throat slit.
God. Yeah.
Kilgrave.
He just had a crush.
I know. Like, that was one of the more despicable things that Kilgrave had done, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. That was rough.
No, I forget his name, but also, the guy I always forget I cared about, but I do. The cop that died at the CDC.
Oh yeah, the guy he interviewed Jessica in the first episode.
Oh yes, the detective. Yeah.
He's like Wilson or Wilson.
Clemson.
You're right.
Clemson. He was fantastic. He seemed like a character. Like, I don't want to compare him to Ben Urich from Daredevil because he wasn't as prominent.
But he did definitely have that kind of vibe.
Yeah, kind of like
he needs to get to that of it.
Exactly.
He doesn't want to ruin his life.
And they kept saying he was 2 years from retirement. They kept saying that. They did not let that go. And that was like in the very first episode. They stated that he was 2 years from retirement.
Yeah.
And by the time he died, I was like, he was 2 years from retirement. What?
He's too old for this crap.
Exactly. It's full on Danny Glover, Lethal Weapon.
So I have a hard time picking a favorite episode.
Okay.
The episode that you mentioned, where they spend so much time in the house, that one is up there. It's one that I absolutely loved. But I think it's tough to choose because there's so many great characters and there's so many great moments that picking one episode is really hard.
Definitely, and it exists as like one story, obviously.
Right,
so it's really hard to.
And the thing I love most about the Netflix series is we don't have any filler episodes. There's no fluff. It's just here's the narrative. You get 13 episodes of this one narrative.
Right.
It's beautiful. And it is a wonderful way to produce television.
Yeah, I mean it's very similar to reading a comic or a graphic novel.
Yes.
All at once, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm gonna go with the first episode.
Okay.
I love the comic book. Like, it's probably my favorite Bendis work, period. It was like 25 issues, and it was one complete narrative. And the issues that felt like the story may not matter, they still mattered. It was very similar to the vibe you get from the show, where it all mattered. All Absolutely. Of it was leading towards this ending. And from the first shot of the first episode, I was hooked. Kristen Ritter did a phenomenal job, and I can't wait to see this character again.
Yeah, I mean, the first episode, I will say, like, perfectly, like, you knew exactly what you were getting, like you said, within the first couple minutes. Like, it was, like, it was very noir, like, very, like obviously this is a PI, like, it just felt very old school and different from obviously the superhero stuff we have on TV right now. Different, obviously, not like the other stuff is bad, just different.
Right. This is I think this is Marvel's strong suit because they're not making superhero movies. The Avengers movies, they're superhero movies.
Right. And
Ant-Man was a caper film.
Exactly.
Guardians is this epic space opera. Iron Man is about a guy at war with himself, really.
Yeah.
And what we're getting and they're continuing that with the TV shows where, this is a crime noir. This is a throwback to films from the 40s and 50s. And the pulps from even earlier than that. Batman started out as a noir kind of character, but he was based on the Spider, which was a pulp character from years before. So we don't really get to see this genre all that much anymore. Like, the closest thing to a crime noir television series we've had in the last decade might have been Veronica Mars. And that, it's basically a show about a teenage detective, but it's like Nancy Drew meets, something horrible.
Yeah.
The show, the whole first season's about solving a murder and a rape.
Oh, wow.
So, it has really dark moments. It's a little more fun, a little popular music and it's a little shinier. Whereas Jessica Jones is just dirty and dark, and it puts you in that world, like, even more so than Daredevil. Yeah.
And I think throughout it, like, I've heard some people say that they're, like, uncomfortable, like, and I feel like that's the idea. Like, it's supposed to make you feel like this is the darkest corner of the Marvel universe. Like, this is the stuff that, the people in that world are having nightmares about. Like, this is the scary stuff because it's real.
The first episode, honestly, when she was experiencing the PTSD, I didn't know if that was Kilgrave or not.
Yeah.
To be 100% honest, because I didn't understand his powers yet.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody coming to that show knew was just like, what I don't...
Right.
Is he there?
And that's part of the uncomfortableness. You're like, oh, is something horrible happening right now? Is this... What's happening?
You're always on the edge of your seat, kind of like...
When he licked her face, like, I was like,
God.
that he has to be there. He licked her face.
Exactly. And Tenet is so good at playing that mixture of, like, creepy and charming. Like, he walks that line really well. One moment I'm like, he's just skeeving me out. The next minute I'm like, oh, keep talking. You're delightful.
So I think what really cemented that first episode is my favorite, and it's a horrible moment. It's the end of the episode where Hope is in the elevator with her parents.
Yeah.
And, Jessica sees what's going on, and she pulls the gun out of her bag and just smiles at Jessica. And you know that Kilgrave said, let her see the gun and then smile at her.
Definitely.
And I could just, like... I have goosebumps right now talking about it. It's just, this guy is so evil and so obsessed that he's going to ruin this young woman's life and murder two people just to send a smile.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean,
so creepy.
As the elevator doors are closing, I'm like, in my head, I'm just like, oh my gosh, run. Just, like, run as fast as you can. And I know there's, like, no hope, obviously.
No, she's crying on the
floor. She's there. But in this case, there's no hope of them surviving, unfortunately. And, it was heartbreaking for sure.
So, speaking of hope, and we're gonna touch on all the characters, major and minor. Beyond that heartbreaking scene, we get something even more monstrous later on, where she seemingly is trying to pay off these women in prison to leave her alone, which is what I thought when she asked Jessica for money. And then you see these women come in, and she tells Hope, be quiet, or they'll come stop us. And they beat her, just beat her mercilessly, because she's discovered that she's pregnant, and she doesn't want to have a monster.
Right.
That was some deep, dark, heartbreaking stuff.
Definitely. And I mean, obviously, again, that's something you would never see in most Marvel things.
Right.
Like, it's a real hard issue that's, like, in that world.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like, I fully understand Hope in that situation. Like,
it's like
Kilgrave, more of him?
Yeah.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah.
And what they did with that later was just, like, disgusting.
Jerry Hogarth. Hogarth.
Yeah.
Who is vastly different from her comic counterpart.
Oh, yeah, way different. But phenomenally portrayed.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, man.
Because in the comics, it's a dude, obviously. And and from what I read of him in Immortal Iron Fist, he's a pretty nice guy who likes his mom. He loves his mom. And he's kind of like a lovable loser. They went with a great depiction in this. Like, first of all, I don't the actress's name escapes me.
Carrie Ann Moss.
Carrie Ann Moss.
Yes.
I'm almost drunk tonight, guys. Yeah, I thought she did just great as that character, and like whenever she was on screen, you kind of felt like she was like the one in charge in whatever room she was.
Yeah, she very much was the alpha in whatever room she was in, unless Jess walked into the room and she was like, "I don't care about your alpha status."
Yeah. Exactly.
No cares are given in this room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously her storyline that ran throughout this season
seemed to not have a purpose.
Yeah.
Early on, I was like, okay, I get it. We want to know more about this character.
Yeah.
But I don't care about her affair.
It all wrapped up. Yeah, it was really.
And, it all came back together, and I had sitting there watching. I'm like, this doesn't seem to make sense with the rest of the show. But then I'm like, but that's the way the comic felt.
Yeah.
Like, none of this seemed to matter in the narrative until much later on, and then everything came back together, and oh, man.
Like you said, it's a crime noir. That's how they do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really well done. So,
I think they did a great job as well. Like, every character who died, I felt for.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not everyone, Kilgrave.
Spoilers!
In this case, though, yeah, I mean, the ex-wife. She was sort of annoying at times, but like she's obviously was a hurt person. Like she was good. She was just acting out of pain, basically.
Yeah. She had reasons to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just like when everything that went down, I'm just like, and it just makes you hate Kilgrave more because obviously this is like wasn't entirely his fault, but he had a large part in her death. So yeah, I just every time someone died, no matter really who it was, I felt something for.
Yeah, absolutely. And the girlfriend, who honestly had the bad luck to fall in love with her boss.
Yeah.
And then her life is now ruined.
Yeah.
There's so many ruined lives, which, again, is another trope of crime noirs, but it's done in such a way that it felt like it made sense in the narrative.
Yeah.
Not just, oh, we're going to throw these characters in just to ruin them.
Exactly.
They existed in this world in a way that was natural.
Definitely.
Which sometimes with crime noir doesn't feel so natural. So, all right, let's talk about the second biggest character in this series, Luke Cage.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That guy, I can't remember that actor's name.
Mike Coulter.
Thank you, Mike Coulter. I can't wait for the Luke Cage series.
Yeah, me neither.
He was perfect.
But before this show came out,
Christmas.
Yeah, which was used perfectly,
Twice,
sparingly and perfectly. Yes. Each time was fantastic.
Yeah.
When Luke Cage was first cast, I wasn't like bummed because obviously the guy looks like Luke Cage, and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be good. In my head, though, I was watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I was seeing Mac on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
In my head, I was like, this guy's great for Luke Cage. It kind of sucks they wasted him. And then then I see him show up on the show, and like I get it.
Yeah.
He is Luke. He's got like the swagger, like that, like smoothness that Luke Cage has.
Yeah.
Just down pat. And I don't think that Matt could have done that. What's that?
Does he make his enemies confused?
Exactly.
Swagger?
Yeah, exactly. Pokemon references. I love it. I thought he was great in that role, and from the Sweet Christmas moment, like that one line when he said that, I was just like, oh man, he's got this character down pat. Like it's easily perfect.
Yeah, I actually audibly cheered.
Yeah,
when I heard that, which at the time, it seems weird because it was directly after sex. So I'm like, yeah, Luke Cage, and then I realized
you're just cheering him on. It's okay.
That was weird. But yeah, I'm so looking forward to his series, and Kristen Ritter has said that she is willing to play Jessica Jones forever.
That's fantastic.
I read an interview with her where she loves this character, she loves this world. She's like, I'm in. However long they want to have me, I'm in. Which makes me incredibly excited because really the show, it differs considerably from the comic. And it ends in a very different place than the comic ends. But really, they only did maybe half of the comic book series in this. They took the whole Kilgrave plotline, which was part of the last part of the book, and it's almost like they took the end of the book and put it in the middle. And there's a bunch of the middle we haven't seen yet. Yeah,
I was actually, because me not knowing too much about Jessica Jones, from my knowledge, like, I only knew, of Purple Man, who's faced her in the comics. Like, I know that she met up with Ultron or something once, but, like, obviously you can't have James Spader come in to do a Netflix show.
Right.
But, I just didn't know who else, like, so if there is a season 2, who else can they bring in? Like, they definitely set up Nuke, that obviously can be touched upon again, but... Like, do they have any history in the comics? I'm not aware of that.
She and Nuke, no, that would you actually pointed that out to me. I completely missed it. Which good job. Yeah. I usually don't miss stuff like that.
I don't know who Nuke is. I'm assuming he's Simpson.
Yeah, Nuke is Simpson. Yes. He's a character. I believe he first showed up in Daredevil.
It was either Daredevil or Captain America.
I know he's fought Cap several times.
So the deal is, the people that made Nuke what he is. They hinted that it's also the same people that gave Jessica her powers.
Yeah.
Well, they are a government contractor who were developing a new super soldier serum, or a super soldier program. So Nuke is actually part of the same program that created Captain America.
Oh, okay.
So they're trying to make super soldiers, and of course, they kept screwing it up. There's a bunch, like Deadpool. It was, Wolverine. These are all part of the super soldier program.
Oh, okay.
And... they're just trying to make a new Captain America, and they keep failing because they didn't realize they needed Steve Rogers' heart, not,
Right.
So, I can see Nuke being a big villain either in the Daredevil series or maybe
which would be great.
The Punisher series that's coming, or even later on down the line when we have more Captain America stuff. I could see maybe. If they want to go crazy with Netflix, maybe a Winter Soldier Netflix series.
That has been my dream for so long.
You can have Bucky, and if you want to get crazy, Natasha, and have them go on crazy spy adventures.
I'm so ready for that.
Yeah,
I can definitely see this company that made Jessica and Simpson being Hydra again.
Yeah,
the new show being about stopping them from making new super soldiers.
Because that's where we're getting a lot of in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We're seeing different arms of Hydra or heads of Hydra.
Yeah, if we've learned anything over the past couple of years, anything that's going wrong with Marvel, it's usually Hydra. They're usually doing something wrong back there, like in the background.
And I was talking to a friend yesterday, and he said, and when I said they're obviously Hydra, he's like, why couldn't they be AIM?
That's true.
We got an AIM one time.
Yeah.
And it's not the AIM that we know from the comics, but...
They were working the same thing.
Exactly.
They were working with super soldiers themselves. Exactly. Obviously, a different route, but yeah.
So this could be how they bring AIM back into the fold.
Tell me I get to see MODOK on screen.
Oh my god.
My heart aches to see MODOK on screen. And just so you know, Patton Oswalt, I'm sure, is ready for it. So
God.
Just bring him on.
Would be amazing. And before they made Guardians of the Galaxy, I was like, they'll never do MODOK in a live-action film. They won't do it.
Yeah.
But they made Rocket and Groot work.
That's true.
So who's to say they can't make MODOK
also,
look awesome?
I mean, like, we had a version of Arnim Zola. That was surprising.
And really well done.
Yeah.
Really, really well done. I enjoyed that quite a bit.
Definitely.
But anyway, we got way off the
Jessica
Luke
Jones.
Way off
Luke Cage, yes.
So back to Luke Cage. What really made me feel there was when she saw the picture of the chicks that she murdered.
Yeah.
Right after sex. That was that was awkward.
She obviously already knew.
She's following Luke Cage for whatever reason. She never really explained why she was following Luke. My guess is that it was from guilt.
Yeah.
And she's just making sure that he's okay.
Yeah. I think it was probably guilt at first, and then maybe once she got to look at him, maybe it was a little bit more than that.
Yeah,
hey, yo, girl.
It could very well
be. From what I've seen of Jessica Jones, it seems like whatever she wants, she doesn't really dilly-dally. She goes after it.
There's no time for anything else.
Yeah.
There's a crazy psychopath after it.
It's true.
Well, I like that they didn't shy away from the PTSD and the self-image issues.
Yeah.
And the self-hatred. They conquered all that perfectly on screen, which I was worried that they would shy away from a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, again, it's a Marvel property.
Disney still owns it technically.
Exactly. But after seeing Jessica Jones, I think all bets are off.
Yeah, absolutely.
They can make absolutely any TV show or movie they want. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't get a Marvel property that's rated R.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think Punisher fits into that really well.
Yeah,
and I think Moon Knight also would be great in that kind of light. So yeah, I think it's great that they've opened up this wing of of Marvel, because that, like, the comics are just like it. They have the darker corners, and they have Rocket and Groot out in space. Like, it's all one universe.
An R-rated Rocket and Groot. No, I don't want to see that.
I actually really loved a tweet from Bendis. He was like, while you guys are out there watching Luke and Jessica get it on, just remember there's a raccoon in a tree out there fighting crime or something like that. It's like, yes, so true, so great.
So, one of the big departures from the comic was the addition of Patsy Walker.
Right, from what I heard, it was Carol Danvers?
Carol Danvers, or Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Or Miss Marvel
/ Captain Marvel.
Captain, yeah.
She was Ms. Marvel at the time that the Alias comic came out. But she and Jessica Jones were like best friends.
Right.
And they several times over the course of the series, they got together for lunch or whatever and talked. And Carol set her up with Scott Lang, and they dated for a while. And then that's where the little factoid at the beginning, she's like, Scott, I'm pregnant. And he's like, oh. And she's like, it's not yours. And he was like, oh. So, he was like, all right, we're going to break up now. Or she did. I don't remember who broke up with who. But,
they're both like wrecks, so I can't imagine who did what.
So I could totally see like a future Jessica Jones series where she and Scott Lang have some sort of interaction.
Oh my god, I would love Paul Rudd to show up in that show.
Just for an episode?
Yeah, I mean, like, they wouldn't even need to bring in the Pym particles, leave the suit at home if you need to, I don't care. Yeah. Just Paul Rudd talking to Kristen Ritter, I'm down.
But, like, he's the kind of character that I feel could fit perfectly in there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And Paul Rudd as an actor, I mean, he's already done Netflix shows, he did Wet Hot American Summer, so it's not unheard of.
He also did one episode of Veronica Mars, just bringing it back around.
Whoa.
What episode?
He was a washed-up rock star in season 3.
Huh.
And Veronica had to go find his master tape or whatever. I forget.
Season 3 is kind of blurry.
Also, Kristen Ritter.
Is in Veronica Mars?
From Veronica Mars.
Whoa.
Yes.
It all comes right.
That's where I first saw Kristen Ritter, was in Veronica Mars. So when she first got cast, I was like, I don't know. She played like this rich girl, like, cared more about fashion than she should. Yeah. It was kind of dumb.
See, I only knew her from Breaking Bad, and the character in Breaking Bad, she's very, like, self-destruction kind of...
And that was my second thought. I was like, well, wait, she's basically a drug addict on Breaking Bad. So if you take those two characters and you mash them together...
it makes Jessica Jones. There it is.
Jessica Jones, yeah.
There it is.
It worked out great. But the Patsy Walker insertion into this was phenomenal.
Yeah, I thought, I mean, like, obviously Patsy Walker goes back years and years and years, probably longer than, like, most of the normal Marvel characters, right? Like,
I think Hellcat was from the 60s.
Okay, so maybe this is from what I was been told by my dad, who's a huge comic nerd. He was saying that Patsy Walker was like a model, or not a model, you know how they had those little girl comics, Little Dot and all that kind of... He was telling me that Patsy Walker was... I don't know, maybe it's not the same character.
Well, your dad has more knowledge of the Golden Age than I do.
Fair enough.
So I would go with his...
In this case, okay, so then obviously she's been around for a long time, but this character is vastly different from the Hellcat version or the previous version that I've seen. But she's phenomenal. Like, the actress is great. I really liked her character. It seems... I believed in their friendship, her and Jessica's friendship.
They're doing this thing where they're taking these niche characters and breathing new life into them.
Yeah.
And so we've got a new Hellcat comic coming.
Yeah.
And with the tagline, "At least your mom's not Patsy Walker's mom," which I think is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I think the new Hellcat is going to be more along the lines of the TV show Hellcat.
Yeah, I liked how in the TV show too, she was learning Krav Maga. Like,
yeah,
she's got some fighting prowess that's building. So who knows? Maybe we'll see her don a sort of costume for that.
And we saw that she's very much into the superhero costumes.
Yeah,
because she was like, Jessica, you can wear this costume and you can be called Jewel.
It was the exact costume from the comics.
It was the costume from the comic. And I like that it didn't look good.
Yeah.
It looked like a crappy, cheesy thing.
Cosplay or something, yeah.
And it was so well done.
I sort of wanted to see her in it at the
I didn't sort of. I totally wanted to see her in it.
Yeah.
Because it would be hilarious.
Yeah. That's the only reason I wanted to see her in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What?
Just because it's funny.
But yeah, no, I thought Patsy Walker was great in that. And her mom, awful. Just a horrible human being. One thing I really liked, the TV show she was in, It's Patsy or whatever it was called. Like, it looked like something I would see on Disney Channel. Like, it looked like a Disney, like a Hannah Montana type of show or something. I was like, this is really relevant. Like, it makes sense, and I get why her and Jessica were, thrown together. You know what I mean? Like, it makes sense why their friendship is so strong. Because of the terrible beast they had to fight as a child.
And one of the things that this show did was showing substance abuse as a thing that you can, you never really put it behind you. It's something that you always struggle with. But we see somebody who had a substance abuse problem, went through treatment, has become a better person, and, things worked out for them. And I think that it was very subtle, and it's a positive message that I think a lot of people might have even missed.
Yeah.
They did that a bunch in this show. Like I heard a bunch of comparisons to Supergirl. I read an article that the headline it's one of those clickbait headlines. It was like, Supergirl will be canceled and it's Jessica Jones's fault. And I was like, that
doesn't make any sense.
These things don't really correlate. Yeah. And the reasoning was, every episode of Supergirl, if you're watching Supergirl,
it's good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. But every episode, Cat Grant gives this big speech about girl power and feminism, and we can do anything we want to do, and that's awesome, especially since this show is really aimed at a younger audience. So you've got little girls looking up to Supergirl, and they're getting this really positive message.
Yeah, one that's needed.
Yeah, and it's Cat Grant saying these wonderful things, but in Jessica Jones, she just does it.
Yeah.
She doesn't say it, she just does it.
Yeah.
And I think that, this is definitely aimed at an older audience.
For sure.
I would definitely say 15 and up for most people, depending on your parenting style. But this is an incredibly positive show. We see a person who's in some ways broken, and they have a lot of self-loathing and a lot of issues, but they get up every day and they do what they need to do, and sometimes they do much more than what they need to do because it's the right thing. And I think the positive messages in shows like this sometimes get overlooked by the people who are like, oh, well, those sex scenes were too long. That horrible explosion where that dude's face got burned off. That was something to focus on. No, there's a much bigger message in this show. I think it's not just pure entertainment.
If you're focusing on the long sex scenes, then that's kind of your issue. We're not going to censor everyone just because of your issues. So that's more those guys. I feel like
I agree with that.
I kind of want to talk, I guess, a bit more about Simpson. From the moment I saw him, I kind of thought, I was like, this dude looks crazy. Like, he just looks crazy. Like, something about him looked like he was just, about to snap. Movements. Yeah, and, those eyes, I don't know. He just looked nuts. Right. That said, when he shot the cop guy, I was like, what?
Yeah.
I didn't see that
coming. It was out of the blue. Yeah, I totally didn't see that either.
Yeah, I was like, why would you even do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I never understood the rationale for it. Other than, did the red pill just make him crazy?
Yeah.
He explains it later. He's he'll put Gilgrave in the system.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
At the time, I had no clue why he shot him. But yeah.
Oh, God. See, I'm glad you guys are here, because I remember things wrong sometimes.
I watched this yesterday. So.
Oh, that's true. You
Thank God.
Thank God. Yeah, I'm 6 episodes into my second viewing.
I'm up. I think I'm on the 3rd. I took a break to watch all of Gotham, and so yeah, I'll catch up though again.
Yeah,
I've already seen it. I just need to see it a second time.
Oh God! All right, I'm kind of at a loss now. I'm not sure. Night Nurse.
Yeah, we have not even
talked. Oh my God! There's so much more show.
I mean, to be fair, she only showed up at the very last two episodes.
Yeah,
she was there though.
Yeah, that was significant.
She's definitely the connective tissue between.
She's the Phil Coulson of the Netflix series.
Exactly, absolutely, great way to describe it. And I mean, she was fantastic in the role. I mean, she was super prepared for everything that Jessica and Luke were throwing her way. Obviously, because we know from Daredevil she's had a lot of experience, and I really liked the subtle references to Daredevil.
Yeah.
Part of me, okay, so I read the episode description, and it said a friend from Hell's Kitchen, or something like that, in the neighborhood friend. I was like, Daredevil's gonna show up in this. Daredevil's gonna show up. And, Purple Man's gonna make Daredevil fight Jessica Jones. I had it on my head, and then she showed up, and I was like, that's cool. Not Daredevil, but that's still cool. That's still cool.
I'm glad it was Night Nurse and not Daredevil.
No, I agree.
Because I'm really excited for that first meeting between Jessica and Daredevil, and I don't want it to be mind controlled. I want it to be something else.
Definitely.
I don't think we're going to see them meet really until the Defender series.
Probably not. Yeah, I would. I mean, and I think there's definitely the advantage of separating Jessica Jones from Daredevil. You know, like letting her stand on her own. Yeah. Obviously, there's the character. But
I'll be honest. Every time I describe Jessica Jones, I tell them it's better than Daredevil.
Yeah,
like that's how I describe it.
Which obviously Daredevil's amazing, so that should tell people like, we have to watch.
I need to watch it right now.
Yeah,
yeah, and I did. We love Daredevil. We did an hour-long podcast last year about it, and just gushed.
Yeah,
forever. And
I'm sure when season 2 comes out, we'll gush about that again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure, it's going to happen. But right now, we're gushing about Jessica Jones.
I'm really excited to see her in the Luke Cage series because
So are you pretty sure she'll show up in the Luke Cage?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure. I think we'll find Luke Cage. Like, my bar burned down. Now I need to figure out what to do in my life.
I do hope that there's more, like, in the same way that Luke showed up in her series. I hope that it's sparingly. Like, I hope it's not like, I want to see Luke's story, obviously.
Absolutely. And I get the idea that Luke is running from something.
Yeah.
Like, he's got superpowers and he doesn't really say where they're from. In the Hail to the King short off the Thor the Dark World,
which is a fantastic short. It was great.
It's all about
Treva Slattery.
Yeah, quote unquote Mandarin. But
the best character in Marvel's cinematic universe ever. Don't tell me otherwise. I will fight you.
But the prison that he's in is the prison that Luke Cage got his powers from.
I was going to say Blackgate, but that's Gotham.
That's Gotham.
What is it?
I can't remember.
Not Iron Heights either, because that's the Flash. We'll figure it out.
That's all right. But there's some connective tissue there. Has Luke already been in prison?
Yeah.
And did he get out because he broke out? There's a lot of unanswered questions about Luke Cage.
Now, I don't really know how he got his powers in the comics. I know there was something in prison, some sort of experiment.
It was an experiment. They were using ex-cons to experiment on because it was killing most of them. And my guess is that it's all going to be tied back to the same corporation where Jessica got her powers and Nuke got his pills.
Whoa, that's sweet.
I have a feeling that I think that's how they're going to reconnect. She's going to be, going after that company and trying to research it, and I have a feeling Luke will be along the same lines.
Ooh, and I've seen, in the Civil War trailer, General Ross seems to be making a comeback in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah,
that seems like something right up his alley.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So maybe there's something there as well.
Also, where are the red pills?
Yeah.
We didn't see what happened to those.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, and I was also thinking about this. Patsy took the red pills. Yeah. Is there any lingering effects from that? Yeah. I don't know. Does she have powers in the comics? I have no idea.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think she's like...
In my head, I was like, ooh, maybe that's an origin.
She's real talkative.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, and I haven't read a lot of Hellcat.
Yeah.
She was in the Avengers for a few minutes in a dark time in Avengers history. But she's like... an Olympic level gymnast, and she knows a bunch of martial arts styles, and she has like claws.
Yeah, when you have the black cat, I feel like you're kind of redundant around her.
Yeah, it's like they did a bunch of cat related characters. There's Tigra and
the cat got out of the bag. Yeah, they're his friends.
So she's felt redundant for a long time.
Yeah.
And, the amount of awesome work they did with her in the show, I have really high hopes for the comic.
Definitely.
I think it's going to be cool.
I mean, that's Marvel's job to me right now. So pick a character I don't care about, make me care.
Yeah. They're really very good at that.
Yeah, there's...
I can't wait to see more of Malcolm, to be honest.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't even talk about
Malcolm at all, yeah.
He was one of the best parts of the whole series.
Yeah, I mean, actually, he had, like, I don't want to say my favorite line, but I just really liked the ending where he was just like, Alien Investigations, like, picked up the phone. Like, that was a great way to end the series, first of all. Especially with Jessica just sitting there looking so, like, just
defeated.
Apathetic. Yeah, like, she doesn't care. Like, she's just very, like, whatever. And he's, like, there helping her out, picking up the phone. Yeah. Is he a character in the comics? Is he, like, a secretary or something?
He is sort of, it might even be the same name. It's been a while since I read the comic. But there's like, a skater kid that would hang out in front of her building that sort of became her gopher receptionist.
Okay.
And it seems like Malcolm is taking on that role going forward, which I absolutely love. Even as a heroin addict, he was a great character.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to add all this other depth the group that they put together for Kilgrave survivors.
Yeah.
With that one gigantic douchebag who's like, that guy took my coat.
Yeah, he was great. Like the way he explained it. Like, if I hadn't known about the coat, if he was just talking, I'd be like, this guy really got screwed up, man. And I get it. Like, either way, he's still intruding on your mind and taking. But come on, it's a coat, and that's all you lost.
Like, my name's Malcolm. He made me into a heroin addict. Yeah, and I had to take secret pictures of the lady down the hall who's always been nothing but nice to me, and ruined my whole life. What did he do to you? He took my coat, man. It was chilly.
Oh yeah, that was fantastic. I love that he was a recurring character too.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he had much more reason to not like Kilgrave later after he tried to make him kill himself.
Right.
Yeah. But that's almost like now. How do you feel? Like complain about the coat now. I really liked the humor that they injected into the series though throughout it.
Yeah.
Malcolm, I will say this though. Did you guys guess that he was the one taking the pictures?
Not at all.
I didn't at all.
Yeah,
my little sister randomly watching the show next to me was like, oh, it's him! And I was like, what? No. And then he keeps going on. I'm like, how did you know that? God. Just started.
Yeah, I would not have called that at all.
Yeah, no, that was really well done. And Simpson called it. He knew.
Yeah.
Obviously, though, quickly thrown off by the fact that he's a heroin addict.
Right.
Yeah.
Apparently if you're a heroin addict, people just ignore you.
Yeah, which is good to know.
Yeah.
Like if I really want to disappear.
Yeah, just become a heroin addict.
So, I really liked how, he actually, Malcolm felt defeated at one point and was just like, I give up. Screw it. And then Robin. Not Robin.
Ruben.
No, Robin. Yeah, it was Robin. The
Ruben's sister.
Yeah, the sister.
Yeah, that's right.
Actually is the one who talks him back into, accidentally, of course.
Yeah, but she's being so annoying.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
is actually the person who gets Malcolm to go, I can't give up. There's people who need me.
Right.
The stuff he's willing to do for Jessica is crazy. Like what he did with Ruben's body. Like that takes a lot. That's a good friend.
Yeah.
And honestly, both that actor and the woman playing Robin, the scene where he takes her down to the water was God.
It was heartbreaking.
Oh.
The whole time of them.
Robin thought it was supposed to be like a date.
Yeah. That's the worst end to a maybe date ever. Oh God! Here's your dead brother. He that scene with him and her putting up the signs for Ruben's missing. That was just heartbreaking because we all knew. Yeah. Everyone knew. Not her though.
And the look on his face, he felt so guilty.
Yeah.
And so bad, and he just didn't know what to do. So hang the sign.
Yeah.
I'll go down this way and hang the signs.
God. Just don't look directly into my eyes. You'll only see sadness.
Oh, yes. Laughing at sadness.
Yes. I guess, okay, I mean, I don't know how long we've gone for right now. I'm going to bring up this last point, maybe, or...
Whatever.
We'll keep going. The fight between Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, the one where he's under Kilgrave's control.
Right.
That was like the... when I was thinking about this series, I'm like, Kilgrave's the villain, okay. With Daredevil, we had the big fight between, Fisk and Daredevil. What are we going to have here? That was a great way to still create that fight.
And the end of that fight, what happens to Luke, is taken directly from a comic, where there was a series called Secret War. It has nothing to do with the Secret Wars that's going on right now.
Yeah, it's the Latveria one,
Latveria is upgrading D-list criminals with new tech, and Nick Fury decides to put a stop to it, so he puts together a team. It's where Daisy Johnson, Quake, was first introduced.
Yeah.
So he puts together this team, and Luke Cage is on this team. And he wipes their memory so no one remembers it, except Quake, because she's, Nick's special project.
Yeah.
So, at some point later, all of a sudden, these dudes show up, and they basically put an explosion upside Luke's head, and that's what happens. And the fact that they did it in the show, I thought was a really nice nod to the comics.
I was kind of thinking, because as far as I knew, Luke Cage is just indestructible.
Yeah.
You know, so when they had the shotgun to his neck, I would like in my head I was just like,
you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's gonna suck for you, Jessica. Because he's just gonna stand there.
The outside can't be harmed, but that much impact to your head, your brain's gonna move.
Okay.
And you're going to get, at worst, a concussion.
So
at best, a concussion.
That's cool because he's not completely indestructible.
Right.
Like, there's still a vulnerability there.
They did bring up the one thing that I've always wanted to see brought up when it came to people's superpowers like that, how they were going to fix him with his unbreakable skin.
Yeah,
how they were going to get
true,
to that,
yeah.
and what to do.
I think they touched on that in like Smallville or something with the needle not being able to pierce his skin or something. But yeah, that was it was scarier because you're like, whoa, like,
how do we fix this?
Yeah, you can't. Like, there's no way.
Yeah. Like, I thought they were going to do that with Jessica when they mentioned her not one day you're not going to heal right. Like, I thought that's what they were going to do.
Yeah,
like she was going to get like some huge disfigurement or something.
Yeah,
yeah. I did like that she heals faster than normal, but not like Wolverine fast.
Yeah,
yeah.
She doesn't have unbreakable skin.
Her power set, I guess, is a little different than in the comics, right? Like, at least she doesn't seem to like. I know she can fly, but not well.
Yeah, in the comics, she flies, but she can't land very well, so she doesn't fly.
Yeah. So in this, it kind of seems like, I mean, maybe she still can fly, but it seemed like all she did was leap. And even though she didn't really do that too often either.
She actually said specifically that she can only jump.
Right.
Like, really high.
Yeah.
I think Patsy said something about her flying at some point, or Luke, one or the other was like...
Somebody asked if she could fly.
Can you fly? And she's like, I can,
jump.
Jump.
I feel like that's probably something that they might get to.
Maybe.
Like, I thought she was flying when she did that jump after Simpson and then show up.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that she was flying, and then she wasn't, so I was sad. But, whatever. Just make me sad.
So, in my head, the only villains I can think of for the Defender series is just leagues and leagues of hand ninjas. So I'm just thinking like of Jessica Jones just tearing through a bunch of hand ninjas, and I'm getting really excited because that just sounds awesome to me.
I hope this happens like where S.H.I.E.L.D. and Jessica Jones meet up, because like that could be a thing where Jessica Jones investigates for them.
Oh, dude, I would love a cross. I mean, especially because like those are two different like tones. Those shows, like it'd be really cool to see A, Coulson or someone in that kind of world, and B, Jessica Jones in a lighter, friendlier environment.
And which even if it's not Coulson, Mockingbird's husband.
Yeah, Hunter.
Hunter.
Yeah.
Hunter would fit in that world perfectly.
True. That's very true. Also, I mean, Ward showing up as like a villain would be cool too. Because he's, if you guys have been watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he is a bastard.
Yeah.
He's a bastard.
Yeah. You need to catch up, kid.
Yeah. I watched the first episode and I was just so disappointed that wasn't Luke Cage.
Well, now that we've got a really good Luke Cage, you can go back.
I'll
be honest, I was also disappointed.
Yeah.
I like J. August Richards a lot, and when I first saw the trailer, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's Luke Cage!"
Yeah, yeah. I thought that character was everyone but who he turned out to be at first.
Right.
Like when he lost his leg, I was like, okay, Deathlock. But before that, I was like, Patriot, the guy who's a skateboarder in New Warriors. Like, who can this guy be?
Paste Pot Pete.
It's always Paste Pot Pete.
Look, without Elmer's, how are we going to stop them?
Oh, God.
So,
all right, have we exhausted all topics?
We haven't talked about Kilgrave's parents.
Oh my God, you're right.
We should have done notes, but we were like, no, we got all this.
We were like, we got plenty to talk about. Yeah.
All right, let's do Kilgrave's parents. Well, first let's mention that he does not actually have the name Zebediah Kilgrave, like he does in the comics. Which
Zebediah.
He's laughing, but I'm kind of like, that's a sweet name. I mean, obviously it's ridiculous, but it's like such a comic booky name, like Zebediah. Like, I would have liked it. Obviously, his name is what do they call him, Alex or something like
Death Cemetery. No, that's not where you went.
Kevin is his name.
Kevin, that's right. Kevin, yeah.
He looks like a Kevin.
Totally looks like a Kevin. Yeah, his parents at first hated him because obviously the tapes that I saw, I was like, these guys are horrible.
Yeah.
But obviously I started to feel for them. What he did to his mother, that was gruesome.
Yeah. God, it was horrible. Yeah.
And like, I just put myself in that position, like I cannot control what I'm doing as I'm like stabbing myself to death. That's horrible.
But I still don't think that was as bad as what he did to his dad.
That's true, yeah.
Like, because he was still alive when they were destroying the arms.
Yeah, not only did he do that to his dad, he made those two men murderers who seemed like they either were newlyweds or like
they were definitely a couple.
Yeah. Their lives are gone.
Yeah.
One's dead. The other one's going to be in going to jail for murder.
Yeah.
Like,
and I do like how Jessica remembered him.
Yeah.
They called Jerry.
Jerry. Yeah.
Okay.
That was nice that she was like, yeah, make sure that you defend him and like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do it because it makes you feel better for being a piece of crap.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that relationship between her and the attorney.
Yeah.
That, no matter how much power the attorney had, just did not care.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
Oh, it was nice. It was refreshing to see someone who's like, oh, corporate, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
I was sad to see that Jerry betrayed them when she cut the wires.
Yeah.
But I mean, it wasn't surprising at all.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like, don't do it. You know you shouldn't do it. You did it.
Yeah. Like, in that instance, I'm like, why don't you just sign the papers? Come on. But like, yeah, I guess the ex-wife didn't know that there was a psychopath who could make you do whatever he wanted to do if he just told you to do it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it before, but her death was pretty gruesome too.
Yeah.
The fact that Kilgrave made her try to kill.
Yeah. Death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was counting those off, dude. That was.
Yeah.
Can you I can't even imagine being chased around the house. There's not much defense. I feel like against that because you're being cut so many times so quickly.
Yeah, and like it's not like Jerry wanted to hurt her.
Yeah.
In any way, shape, or form. It's
Not
just...
at all. Now the other chick seemed like she wanted to hurt her.
Oh, dead.
That coffee table seemed like she wanted to hurt her.
Oh, I heard coffee's bad for you.
It stunts your ability to brain.
Okay. I'm glad that the girl who killed her didn't say that after she blocked her. Coffee's gonna kill you one day.
So I wanted to feel sympathetic towards Kilgrave's parents, but the more I learned about them, the more I was like, well, you did this to yourselves.
Wait, you do know the reason why they were trying to do the way they did that to him, right?
I get it, but I don't know.
I mean, they were trying to do the right thing. I will say they went about it in kind of a dickish way. Like, the quick scenes that we saw of them, like, hassling young Kevin about the pain, like, that's going to hurt a lot. You're getting needles into your spine. Like, that's definitely going to hurt.
Yeah, and they're just like, chin up.
Yeah, so-and-so didn't act like this. He didn't cry.
Yeah.
Like, maybe be like, oh, I'm sorry I have to do this to you, but we're trying to make you better.
And like, their story of he had this brain disease and we were trying to cure him, I don't know that I believe that story.
That's true. Also, because I will say this, the doctor who Jessica, I think, calls up or goes to see, he's very like, oh, I have nothing to do with their research. Right. They've been fired. He seems very like dismissive of their work.
I think they were hired to do something else, and while they were trying to do that, they decided to save their kid instead. I feel like that's what happened.
I mean, it could very well be.
Is this another organization linked to Jessica's?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Oof. Maybe the same organization.
Yeah.
I mean, they're experimenting on kids, maybe giving them some powers. Maybe, like Jessica when she was a kid and got some powers.
And maybe that's why Kilgrave feels a strong connection to her.
Yeah.
Oof. We're thinking of a lot of things, guys.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
Yeah. Should we get, like, some pins and, like, a board and some strings?
Strings together, cork them. All right, well, let's think. Anything else? Are we missing anything?
Kilgrave's parents. We got Clemens. We got Simpson, got Night Nurse, got Luke, we got Jessica, we got Patsy, we got Malcolm, we got Robin, we got Ruben.
I think we did them all. We did the coat guy. Yeah, we got the coat guy.
That
guy. Bartender dude. He was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, the old guy.
Yeah. I don't know if this was a reference or like an Easter egg, but when he's like, you love him, you want to have his baby, or you're going to have his baby. I was like, she is. She's going to do that. You don't know it yet.
Oh, yeah, and spoiler, that the baby I was talking about at the beginning, that was Luke's. Her name's Danielle.
Yeah, and she becomes, at least in one comic I saw, a future Captain America, which was cool.
Yeah. It's she showed up in the Old Man Logan Secret Wars miniseries.
Did she? Who?
Yeah, she's the one he left the baby with.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because there was a little picture of Jess and Luke.
Yeah.
In the cabin she was living in.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I'd watched Jessica Jones before that came out. Like, I can't make Jessica Jones come out first.
If only.
Oh, God. Yeah, now it's like I'm counting down the days until we get another Netflix series.
Yeah.
I'm like, can they do better next time?
The next one is definitely Daredevil Season 2.
Yes.
Then we're going to have Luke Cage.
Yep.
We still have
Iron Fist?
close to no information on Iron Fist.
Well, I read an article that said that they had 5 or 6 story treatments for Iron Fist and didn't like any of them. So I'm almost at this point thinking we may not get an Iron Fist series.
Luke Cage.
We may get Danny in the Luke Cage series.
Yeah.
And instead of Iron Fist, we're going to get Punisher.
I would love to see an Iron Fist series. Immortal Iron Fist is one of my favorite comic runs, period. Like, I really loved it. I think it was by Brubaker and Fraction. But yeah, it was... I love that series. And if they could, like, even try to capture some of that story, or that like, vibe, I guess, I would love it.
So I think that it's how Marvel is dealing with the mystical.
Right.
Because, from what I understand, Doctor Strange isn't going to use magic
It's
so
like,
much as he's going to be able to manipulate the quantum field
realm
quantum realm in a way that it looks like magic, but really it's just science. So, that I understand, but in Iron Fist, he's got to fight a dragon.
and I want to see it so bad.
Oh, me too. I would love to see a skinny white dude punch a dragon.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
With, like, glowing tattoos and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I want that. And
Yeah.
I want, like, him to punch, and then, like, a giant spirit dragon comes out of it or whatever. Like, I want to see stuff like that.
Yeah, I also want to see that. I just don't know if that's a road Marvel is wanting to go down.
I mean...
Do you think that Doctor Strange, that's when the real Mandarin's going to show up?
No, I don't think we're going to see the real Mandarin for a while.
Okay, because I know we saw him in the first Iron Man movie.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah, he had, like, the 5 rings on his hand.
No, that wasn't the Mandarin.
That wasn't the Mandarin?
No, that was, because, I mean, he died. That guy's dead.
He's dead? He died?
Yeah, because Obadiah Stane used that weird little... high-pitched thing, and the veins popped out of his head. That guy was, I don't know his name, but he was just like a general in the Ten Rings.
Uh-huh.
The Mandarin, we have not been introduced yet.
No.
Presumably, though, he looks like that guy from the movie,
right.
Trevor Slattery, just because, from what they said, he got plastic surgery to look like him.
Yeah.
So, presumably, that is what he's going to look like, and I guess he'll be played by Ben Kingsley, but in like a serious way.
Yeah.
I just hope we see more Trevor Slattery, because he is the best character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well, we've already got the villain for Doctor Strange is Baron Mordo.
Oh, okay.
Which, not the only villain, in fact, because Mads Mikkelsen was cast as a unnamed villain, who I'm going to just go out on a curve here and say it's Dormammu.
Yeah, Dormammu.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's Doctor Strange. He's by Dormammu. It's happening.
Baron Mordo, I think this is Jessica Jones' podcast, but I guess we're talking about this right now. Baron Mordo is perfectly cast, I think.
Absolutely.
Chiwetel.
Yeah, I can't pronounce it.
Nope. That's his first name, though. Yeah, I think it's a great cast, though.
Yeah.
Great casting decision.
It looks amazing. Mm-hmm. All right, so it seems like we've actually exhausted our Jessica Jones.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess since we're going to wrap it up, just really quick, if any of you guys, if you guys could have a one character make it to a Netflix series, who would it be? Who hasn't already, or isn't already?
I don't know much about him, but I want to know more. I'd say Karnak.
Karnak, okay.
Oh, from the Inhumans.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, that would be good.
That would be very interesting, yeah.
Like, I just started reading the comic that got rebooted with him. It's real cool.
Yeah, okay, that would be really cool. That's a really interesting choice, too.
Yeah, I mean, the one character that I would desperately want to see in a Netflix series, the show would be a lot like Jessica Jones, because he's a detective now.
Oh, God.
Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck, hands down.
You know that's
on Netflix?
Oh,
holy
crossover Jessica Jones, Howard the Duck. I'm
Yes.
ready for it. I'm ready for it. Seth Green, you better be open to doing this Netflix series.
I feel like if they did Howard the Duck, though, it'd have to be a sitcom, and they've already got their what's
Damage
it?
control.
Yeah, damage control.
No, I don't think Howard the Duck would have to be done as a sitcom.
I think it could be done. It would have a lot more humor than the other Netflix shows.
Have any of you guys seen the show Bored to Death?
No.
It's a show with Jason Schwartzman, and he plays a PI. It's a really like comedic take on it, though. Howard the Duck would fit perfectly with that tone, like just absolutely perfectly. Now, obviously, there's the fact of the budget. You know, Netflix show. I don't know if they could do a CGI duck for every week.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say Winter Soldier, though, since you brought that up, and I think that's a great idea.
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah,
Winter Soldier, like a spy type show.
I would love to see him fight Batrick, Crossbones, and Nuke on the show. That'd be awesome.
Maybe not Winter Soldier, but just a Black Widow show.
I mean, the only reason I think that is less likely is because I don't know if Scarlett Johansson is willing to do a 12 or 13 episode series. I feel like maybe the other guy, whose name escapes me, he doesn't seem like he's doing as well as ScarJo. Not that he's doing bad. He just doesn't seem like he's rolling in it like Scarlett Johansson is.
To be fair, I feel like Disney can make anybody do anything.
That's true.
Disney money.
They just keep throwing money at them.
Yeah.
Now.
I heard my dad taught me that when a problem comes along, whip it. Disney taught me when a problem comes along, money.
It's so true. Ooh, I just burped, guys.
That's all right. It's that kind of podcast.
Yeah. Sorry, iTunes. This is going to be explicit.
I'm just envisioning a Howard the Duck.
Yeah, I know. We'll have a separate podcast where we talk about the possibilities of that.
God,
and his current book, like you said, I know that the supporting cast is one that I could easily see, like translated to the big screen.
And what I love is he's got his little PI business in the same building where Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk, has her law firm. Like, there's so much crossover you could do there.
I will say this about the Jessica Jones TV show. Her offices look very similar to that of Nelson and Murdoch. Yeah. Like, they are clearly at the same pay wage. Right? I just hope that Luke in his series has like some like pediatrician's office that he always hangs out in. It's always that crappy. I don't know why he'd be a pediatrician, but
he really likes defeat. And the taste of defeat.
Well, guys, I think that about wraps it up for this week.
I think so too. I think we've gone over everything.
Yeah, the taste of defeat does tend to end.
That's true.
All right. Well, joining us this week is my son Logan.
Olo, that's me.
And he's not really on social media.
No, I don't social.
You dabble in Facebook.
Like I'm in a comic book store right now. I'm antisocial.
Well, I'm Tommy. You can find me all over social media at Tommy Mad Prophet, or you can find my store, Richmond Comics, all over at Richmond Comics.
And I'm Travis. You can follow me on Twitter at Spark-here. I screwed that up, guys.
You did.
I mixed my old Twitter handle with my new one. Let me reverse that.
You need less twits.
I know. This is terrible. Spark-man. The word hyphen is spelled out. And also, I guess we should mention we're not going to be doing our picks of the week.
Yeah, we probably should have done that at the beginning.
Yeah, we forgot.
Right. Totally Awesome Hulk was really cool.
Yeah.
That's the one I read.
That was last week.
That was last week. We already talked about that.
Yeah.
Totally Awesome Hulk was last week? That was this week.
Well, because it's...
that's
we usually record on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Today is Sunday.
We forgot that we're time travelers. So that slipped your mind again.
Yeah, we will not have our regular podcast this week because life gets in the way sometimes.
Yes. But... You're going to enjoy us talking about Jessica Jones like we already did. They should have gone at the beginning.
Yeah. We're good at this game.
But just watch the video back.
Again, we're time travelers, so this is why. Yeah. Rip Hunter just...
Evil Doctor Who.
Exactly.
All right, guys. We will be back next week with our normal Picks of the Week podcast where we will probably spend a lot of time talking about Star Wars because Travis will be here.
Yeah. That's me.
The stars.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next Wednesday.